Let it,
after it gets up.
Mm-hmm.
Close it up here.
Not the Zoom one, but the YouTube one.
Oh, that's the Zoom. Yeah, that's right. Can I just close that whole window?
Yes, now you can close that.
Close the window.
Yeah, it's only one tab.
Okay. Oh, okay. Sounds good. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Judge. I'm going to bring over the first case, which is Derek Scott against Philip Guerrero. Case number 296. Philip Guerrero is not has not joined in.
Okay.
Hello?
Hello, this is Savannah with JP4. You are on with the judge now.
Hi, Philip.
No, I am Todd Paxton, agent representing Derek Scott.
Derek. Okay. You're representing Derek Scott. And your name is again?
Todd Paxton.
Todd Paxton. Okay, Todd. And on behalf of Scott Derrick, you're seeking to evict Philip Guerrero,
That's correct.
Victoria Ann Lockley, and all other occupants at 6621 County Road 1630.
Yes, sir.
All right. You'll raise your right hand, please, to be sworn in. You solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
All right. On what grounds are you seeking the eviction this morning?
Lack of payment of rent.
Okay. Has the defendant filed a CDC declaration?
They were sent one, but they hadn't filed anything with us, nor have we heard anything, communications from them whatsoever.
Okay. And I'm showing a monthly rent of $600 per month. How much are you seeking in back rent?
Currently due is $2,400.
$2,400. Okay. Then, since the defendant has not made an appearance and not filed a declaration, court is granting that judgment this morning for $2,400 plus court costs and service fees of $223. The appeal is set at 1 month's rent, $600. And I am signing that today, the 13th of October. And is there anything further this morning?
No, sir. I assume the appropriate documents will be emailed to me then?
Yes, if you'll talk to the clerk, you can make arrangements for all of it.
I can do that. My email is on the Zoom paperwork. If you can just shoot me a blank email, as soon as I get the judgment after court, I will gladly email it over instead of mail it.
Okay, this is Savannah I'm talking to.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I'll send that one over to you.
Yeah, just send me a blank email just so I have your email.
Okay, all right, we'll do so then. All right.
Perfect.
Thank
Have
you
a great
much.
day.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you. Bye.
Okay. Next, we're gonna do Sonia Wright. She's with the last case. It's 301. No, I'm sorry, not last case. Second to last. Case 301 with Oak Creek.
All right.
And let me bring her over. No defendant has appeared for this case today. And all defendants are served with the CDC declaration once they are served with the citation. So everyone's aware, but nothing.
No filing here. Okay. Sonia,
Good morning, Your Honor.
good morning. How are you doing today?
Well, I'm doing marvelous, thank you.
And you are representing BP Oak Creek?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, Your Honor.
Seeking to evict Dravion Harris and all other occupants at 5801 22nd Street?
Yes, sir.
Okay. If you will raise your right hand, please, to be sworn in. Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I did. So help me God.
Thank you. The defendant has chosen not to appear today, so I'm marking that. And I am showing a monthly rent of $540. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor. He lacked $389.37 in July. And then I have no payment for August, September, and October. So I believe the docket does not reflect October rent, and it adds up to $2,009.37 for 3 complete months and a partial month of July.
Okay. I'm putting down back rent of $2,009.37.
And that's only rent.
Good, okay. There's been no CDC declaration.
No, sir. No, Your Honor. I've just checked with the property manager, because sometimes they bring it in like 5 minutes before court or something. And no, we do not have a declaration.
Okay. That sounds good. Bond is set at 1 month's rent, $540. And I am signing that today, October 13th. And let's see, do we have anything further this morning?
No, Your Honor, we sure don't. I do have, let me check real quick here. No, sir, not in your court. I do not.
Okay.
Enjoy this nice fall weather.
Yes. Record-breaking weather today, record warm, I think. If we hit 97 or 90, anything over 93 will be a record. So
Oh,
that's the record for today. So if we hit 96 or 97, it'll definitely be a record. Well, have a good day.
Honor, you too. I appreciate you. Bye-bye.
Okay, Judge, I'm going to bring over Becky Bengoa. She's with Town and Country in Texas West, 297 and 300. And no defendants in this case, and they're all fully aware of the CDC declaration.
Okay. Becky, are you there?
I'm here.
Hi. And Becky, you are representing Town and Country,
Yes, sir.
and are you seeking the eviction of Angie Collins?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Angie Collins and all other occupants at 7331 4th Street, lot 97.
Yes, sir.
If you will raise your right hand, please, this morning. You solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
Thank you. I'm showing a monthly rent of $260. Is that correct?
Yes.
And on what grounds are you seeking the eviction this morning?
For a past due rent.
And
Oh,
what
I'm
is-
sorry. She owes August, September, and October now.
Okay. So is that $780?
Yes, sir.
All right. Excuse me. And you're not aware of any CDC declaration being turned in?
No, sir. I've attempted to speak with her several times, and I've even, tried to make some type of an arrangement to where we could possibly get her caught up. She just wouldn't have it. She just kept telling me, take me to court.
Okay. Well, you did. And so I'm assigning the judgment for $780 plus court costs of $136. The bond is set at $260 for appeal.
Okay.
Signing that today, October 13th. And Ms. Collins is evicted.
Were you not able to get a hold of her?
I don't think there's been any communication with the court.
Okay.
No, I haven't had any communication with either defendant in your cases, Becky.
Okay.
Okay, that's the first one. And the second one is, what is the name, what is the defendant's name on the second case?
Sonia Arguijo.
And that's with Town and Country also?
It's with Texas West.
Texas, okay. One then.
Case number 300, Judge.
Okay, there it is, Texas West. Okay. And Becky, you're seeking to evict Sonia Argillo and all other occupants at 7745 19th Street, lot 64.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And the defendant has not chosen to make an appearance this morning.
Yeah. Yes. I've not been able to get a hold of her in a few months now.
I'm showing a monthly rent of $245.
Yes.
All right. And how much in back rent are you seeking?
Adding October, it's $980.
$980. And grounds is non-payment of rent.
Yes, sir.
I'm setting the bond at $245, 1 month's rent. The judgment is for $980 plus the court costs of $136. And I'm signing that today, October 13th.
Thank you, sir.
And let's see, is there anything further this morning?
I believe that's it.
Okay. Well then, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you, sir. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Okay, the next one, Judge, we're gonna do Astonish Ventures. It's Sherry Gooden is who's representing them. The first case has no defendant. First case is gonna be 299. Did you get it?
There we go.
And you got case 299?
Yes, I've got 299.
Okay. Sherry, this one is going to be with Joel Santos Jr.
Yes.
Okay. I'm sorry, Sherry, let's see. You're seeking to evict Joel Santos Jr.
Yes.
at from 2610 30th Street.
Yes.
And Joel Santos has chosen not to appear this morning.
Okay.
I am showing a monthly rent of $1,100. Is that correct?
Yes. I'm trying to
If you'll raise your right hand, I'll just go ahead.
find his ledger.
You solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. With the $1,100 rent, how much in back rent are you seeking?
I think it's 3 months. I'm gonna check it right now. That's what I was trying to pull up his ledger. My phone is being stupid. Yeah, because he owes 3,700 with this month also.
Okay. 3,700.
Yes.
Are there any other grounds for eviction?
I know he's like disturbed the neighborhood. We've had complaints from the neighbors. Like when your constable served, the neighbors across the street came out and told him what a wonderful tenant he was not.
Okay. The only reason I'm asking about any of that is, of course, if a CDC declaration is filed, then of course this proceeding would be abated
Okay.
prior to the writ of possession being served.
Okay.
I'm signing it today for a judgment of $3,700. Bond is set at $1,100, and signing it October 13th.
Thank you.
And let me get all this taken care of, and then we'll get on to the next one. Okay, that takes care of 299. Now I'm looking at 298.
Yes, and we have a Jason Nava. Jason, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I do have you on with Sherry Gooden for Astonished Ventures and with Judge Cancino.
Okay.
Good morning, Mr. Nava. If you'll raise your right hand, please, to be sworn in this morning.
Yes, sir.
You solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir, I do.
Thank you. Then, Sherry, if you are seeking eviction on what grounds this morning?
Non-payment.
Non-payment. I'm showing a monthly rent of $1,100. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And how much in back rent are you seeking?
3,175 because he's made little payments here and there. I think I gave you his ledger.
3,175. And
Yes, Your Honor. That's with this month, with October.
Mr. Nava, do you have a defense this morning?
I've hit a rust patch. I mean, Your Honor, I've got my CDL. I've just had a hard time finding jobs that actually can get everything paid all at once and keep everything on track. I currently just went and got my hazmat. I'm waiting to hear back from a couple of companies right now. I'm trying. I'm doing everything I can. I'm seeking employment. I've got an interview today. I've got another one tomorrow. I'm trying to find the jobs that can keep me afloat and keep everything paid. I'm doing everything I can.
Have you been in contact with the folks at Astonished Ventures?
I have, yes, me and her have text back and forth. I've reached out to her. She's reached out to me. I've tried to get housing assistance. I've tried to get payment assistance. I'm working on unemployment right now since I haven't been working. I'm waiting to hear back from some companies for hours and times of my last paychecks, pay dates, so I can give that to the workforce.
Okay.
For my unemployment case.
Are you aware of the CDC declaration?
No, sir, I'm not.
You should make yourself aware of that it could have an effect in your case. As of this morning, since no CDC declaration has been filed, I'm going to grant the eviction. The judgment will be for $3,175 in back rent. The bond for appeal is set at $1,100. And I am signing that today, October 13th. Do you have any questions about that?
So I got to get out.
Yes, sir.
Okay. No, I mean, I guess there's nothing else I can do. No, sir.
Okay. Then that is Saturday, October 13th, and 5-day right to appeal. Bond has been set at $1,100. Anything further?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. And I wish you both the very best today, and hope that things work out.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Bye-bye now.
All right.
Sorry, Judge. So our last one is 302, and it's SCP-13. Her name is Kara Owens, and Oscar Calderon is the person representing the defendant. Same last name, so I'm assuming a relation, but not the Rayleigh Brianne.
Hello.
Yes,
Hello.
Mr. Calderon?
This is he.
Okay, and Ms. Kara Owens?
Yes.
Okay. If both of you will raise your right hand to be sworn in this morning, please.
Yes, sir.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. I am showing that, let's see, the defendant is Raleigh Brian Calderon.
Yes, Your Honor. It's Rayleigh Brianne Calderon.
Raleigh Brianne, okay. And you are representing her?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you are her, what relation are you?
I'm her father.
Her father, okay. And Ms. Kara, you are seeking the eviction of Raleigh Brianne Calderon and all other occupants at 7117 19th Street?
Correct.
And on what grounds are you seeking the eviction?
For a breach of the lease contract.
What would that breach be?
I've sent several lease violations for unauthorized occupants, for prohibited conduct, for parking.
Okay. What is the monthly rent?
The monthly rent for her apartment is $785 per month.
$785 per month, okay. And you are not seeking back rent at this time?
Well, actually, as of this time, I am. I'm seeking for October's rent.
This rent. Has a CDC declaration been filed in this case?
Has not.
Okay. And Mr. Calderon, do you have a defense this morning?
Absolutely, Your Honor. We'll start on their first page 2 of their lease agreement here, where the organization has alleged that prohibited conduct. I would like to know what prohibited conduct was done to violate this part of the lease agreement.
Okay. Ms.
Well, actually, I apologize. That's number 20. So on number 2, it's going to be, let me see here. We got put down for number 2 violation. And that one there is going to state occupants. My daughter, Rayleigh Calderon, doesn't have an occupant. What she has is she has a boyfriend / beginning to be fiance, and he's there probably half the week. Lease agreement shows that they have to be there 7-day stay, and I'm assuming that this stay means overnight. The stay has never been in a 7-day period at one time. And if there has been, I would like for the plaintiff to provide some evidence, because it's never occurred. So that does not show any violation of the occupants. The second violation they showed was on number 20. That is the one for prohibited conduct. We have we have quite a bit of them down there, but they didn't state which prohibited conduct that she conducted. So we need a clear picture of what it is that she violated, so that we can have a defense to it, because we definitely have one. Then the final one that they listed here was 21, parking. This one here is just quite irritating and aggravating, because there was a vehicle towed in the process, Your Honor. And my daughter's in college. My daughter can't afford $150 tow bills. I would like to know what violation did that vehicle commit, or they commit, in the parking of their clause in 21. The vehicle was not abandoned. If we look at the definition of abandonment, it shows that they're not going to return for this item. The item was discussed with Miss Kara, and she was told that they were working on the tire and that the tire was going to be replaced. The expiration on the temporary tags were not expired, and that vehicle actually, by state law in Texas, has 30 days to be registered under their name. So they bought the vehicle 2 weeks prior to them getting approached with this, and so they still legally had 2 weeks to get that vehicle registered. In the meantime, they had a temporary tag on there, and they didn't honor it. I don't know if Miss Kara is certified in this part. I think that she did call law enforcement over there, but law enforcement only followed what they had asked them to do. So the vehicle got towed in for abandonment, which shouldn't have been done, and it cost them a lot of money.
Ms. Kara, I'm going to let you respond.
Sure. On 7-Eleven, I actually received some complaints, actually several complaints from different of the other apartment occupants for comings and goings, loud and obnoxious manner, as far as they pinpointed apartment of which Rayleigh lives in, and I called her and asked her about, what was going on in the apartment. I asked her if she had someone living there in the apartment, which she at that time said that she had her husband staying with her. And I asked her, when she got married, when I asked her that, she then proceeded to tell me, well, he's not my husband yet. We're engaged. And I told her, congratulations, but when, you're engaged to someone or someone's living there, they needed to be added to the lease contract. And she said that would be no problem. I asked what his name was. She gave it to me. I gave her a deadline to have that filled out by the following Monday, which was ample amount of time. She told me in which that she would have Sergio fill out an application and go through the same process that, our other occupants we required them to go through. At that time, when she did not have him fill it out, she so at that time I asked her to fill out an application by 9/14, or I would issue a lease violation for unauthorized occupants. The time that I asked her what her fiance's last name was, she then, with me on the phone, asked him out loud, "What is your last name?" That kind of sent red flags up to me. Typically, you would know the person that you're going to marry's last name and who is living in your apartment. Once I followed up on that, she said she came back. I stated to her what the lease contract says. Anyone staying more than 7 consecutive days needs to be added to the lease contract. And she agreed at that time that they would get online, pay the $50. It would be no problem. Then when she didn't fulfill this, I went back and I issued a lease violation. That was lease violation number 1 for an authorized occupant. She and I actually exchanged an email, going back and forth. So that was the first lease violation. I can actually back up. The first lease violation was August 7th of non-payment of rent, and then we went back.
That's not in the lawsuit. She's always paid her rent. If it wasn't on time, she paid your late fee. So
right,
that's not that's not what we're here for today. It's for the violation.
I understand, but I'll let you speak. So would you let me speak too, please?
Yes, please do not interrupt again.
Yes, Your Honor.
Go ahead, Kara.
So once I sent her that lease violation, we continued to get telephone calls and pictures. We drive the property daily, and on the lease contract, we did send a lease violation on prohibited conduct because we are getting complaints on the property of them being loud and obnoxious, having people coming over at all hours of the night, which does, go to them disturbing the peace. We ask them to have quiet time at 10 p.m., and if they're doing something that disturbs our other occupants, we are going to address the situation. In regards to parking, so we drive the property, we see a BMW that is up on jacks and has a flat tire. I then issued another lease violation. I asked her about the vehicle. She told me that she had a flat tire. She was waiting for her dad to come and change the flat tire. I told her that was fine, but I have to go through the motions of issuing her a lease violation because she is in violation. Under 21, it says has a flat tire, otherwise inoperable, is on jacks or on blocks, or has a wheel missing. So I sent her the picture of her car up on blocks, which she was well aware of. We did tag the car. At that point in time,
how long was
we did. I'm sorry.
How long was the car on blocks?
It went up on blocks, to my knowledge, either a Friday evening or a Saturday evening, and then on Monday it was still on blocks. So that's at that time when we tagged the car. It stayed on blocks for another 24, or on the jacks for another 24 hours. We gave her a time frame as to when it was up on blocks. I talked to my regional manager, who then advised me to call the non-emergency and have the city of Lubbock come and tag it, because at that time this car is not registered to Rayleigh. But I asked her about it, and she said it was her car. Well, we asked them to register their cars when they get a new car or what have you, with the office, just so we know whose car belongs to whom.
Had Rayleigh had a previous car registered with you?
Correct.
And
There's only one vehicle that she has registered with me.
this vehicle on the blocks was not that vehicle?
Correct.
Okay.
So
And
then,
how long,
sorry,
before it was tagged, how many days was it? You said you
it was past our 48 hours when we called the city out to come and tag it.
and that was Monday, so was that Wednesday then that it was tagged, or what was the date of the tagging?
They probably came out, let's see, authorized occupant, call on the final lease violation. Goodness, I don't know specifically. It was probably on that Tuesday when they came and tagged the vehicle.
Been on blocks on Saturday night. You noticed it on Monday, is that correct?
Correct.
And did you put a tag on it? You contacted Brianna on Monday?
Correct. We put a tag on it. We gave her 48 hours to remove it, and then once I talked to my regional, she had me call the city that same day. They didn't make it out, I don't think, on Monday. They came on that Tuesday and gave her 48 hours with the city.
They tagged it. Did they then tow it at a later date?
Actually, the city or our company never towed their cars whatsoever. We later found out after speaking with LPD that all of the cars were repoed or picked up for non-payment. The city never they tagged 3 different vehicles, but never once picked a vehicle up out of our parking lot for that.
You're saying that BMW that was on blocks was
The city never towed.
they did not tow, but they
Correct.
indicated that there was a repossession active on it?
The police officer that I talked to on Friday said that all the vehicles that were taken from my property, he didn't give specifics on which vehicles were what, and I didn't ask. He just said all the vehicles were impounded due to non-payment
But this vehicle,
or
this
repossessions.
BMW was not impounded.
Not currently. I haven't seen the BMW since it was, I guess, towed from our property. But it wasn't towed by me nor the city. Not for me asking. Every time that they came by, the vehicle was gone, so they just let it go.
And so are there any other lease violations that you're alleging here?
Well, it's just a continuous one. So we've had 2 other vehicles. So I got an email at about 9:30 p.m. on a Saturday night from another resident sending a picture of her Chevrolet pickup truck, which I know is registered to Rayleigh, straddled the line. I called and left her a voicemail on that one, told her that I was going to tag the vehicle to please move the vehicle. When I got there on Monday morning, it was, again, still straddled the line, but when I asked her to move it, she moved it. And then the final car that was tagged is a blue Lincoln that at the time had paper plates. Again, it's not registered to Rayleigh. It was admitted that it's the car that they're driving. Her boyfriend admitted, I guess, that it's his car, and then he said it was Rayleigh's car, that they're working on plates to get it. Their paper plates expired September 25th. And then once they expired, they got a license plate on it. The license plate was actually Idaho, and the Idaho license plate was invalid February 2020.
All right.
So that's what the police officer came out on 9/21 for, was that specific plate. We knocked on the door to talk to Rayleigh, and her boyfriend answered the phone. answered the door.
And did you say that was his vehicle or their vehicle?
Yeah, he said it was their vehicle. He said that they just got it back from impound because I had towed it. I then told him that I didn't have it towed. We stickered it. We did, in fact, stickered all the cars, but I asked the police officer, did the city of Lubbock take any of the vehicles that I asked them to tow? And he said no, they were impounded for non-payment or repoed.
So there were two other vehicles besides the vehicle that Rayleigh had actually registered with you. Is that correct?
Correct. Well, there was actually three, but I never tagged that specific car. The only reason why I know about it is because Mr. Ponce told us about it. He thought that I had towed that car as well, but I did not. I knew that he drove it, but he told me that it disappeared, and he thought that I had it taken from the property, but I did not. It was repossessed, the police officer said.
So there have been three different vehicles, one that was registered and two other vehicles unregistered that have been using those the single parking spot. It's one parking spot for the apartment?
No, sir. It's open parking, first come, first served. The only reason why we even put a lease violation on the cars is because they were either parked inappropriately straddling the line, they were up on jacks, or not registered to the resident when we asked her to register them.
How many vehicles is an individual allowed renting from you?
Typically, it's a vehicle per person, but in the event that they have two vehicles, that's allowed. We have basically two parking spots per apartment, but it's all open, first come, first serve. We do not charge for parking.
And you don't have numbered spaces?
No, sir.
Okay. Anything further on these leases? I'm showing on your complaint that the unauthorized occupants and multiple complaints about 9 people coming and going.
Just about. That's what the neighbors have called to complain, that all hours of the night they're slamming their doors, people are coming and going, they're leaving their cars running. They're just having guests in and out that are disturbing other residents.
Thank you. Anything further to add to that this morning? Any further lease violations or anything further that you're going to add at this point?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Calderon, let me ask you about the loud noises, the people coming and going, various parties after 10 p.m. Do you have a response to that?
Yes, Your Honor. On the excessive noise, like I said, it would be nice to have had a witness so that we could have had a better understanding of this, because I have personally been there at 2 o'clock in the morning on an emergency with my daughter, and both of her neighbors, which is her best friend on her right, and then her neighbor on the left, they were coming in at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. That entire apartment complex has activity through it at 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. It's just not quite, it don't make no sense in how she's the only one who's getting targeted here. I would like to know if there's anybody else getting targeted, because the only time that I've known that she's been up past 2 o'clock in the morning was whenever I went over there on an emergency, and she was really sick. Outside of that, her boyfriend, he may come and go, at later hours of the night, but he also has a part-time job and he works nights. So it could be him coming in to go stay with her for the night or the day. But as far as parties, there has never been a party there once that I'm aware of. And she don't even have time to do that kind of stuff. So if anything, they go out. So that's kind of hard to understand how they would be making all that racket in that area.
What about the vehicles? The multiple-
Okay, let me get that straightened out for you because they got that thing all mixed up, and I don't understand how they can do that and then file a lawsuit on it. But the BMW was her boyfriend's. That one did get put up on jacks for 24 hours. That's the tire that I took over there to get fixed for him. So I know that thing was back up within 24 hours. He has since then got rid of his BMW and is using, they're both sharing the truck and the Lincoln. So there's the truck that's involved is registered to my daughter. And the Lincoln that did get towed, by the way, Miss Kara, by your apartment complex, and it got towed on the 25th. Well, actually, it got reported on the 25th at 9 a.m. and they towed it away Sunday on 9/27 at 12. It actually got towed away for expired tags, turned in by you, and the police officer who handled that was Mr. Goodman, badge number 129828, on September 25th. That's when he issued the violation, and then he had it towed upon y'all's request. That was the vehicle that was towed, Your Honor, was the Lincoln. That's the one that my daughter was in the process of getting registered. Like I said, they give them 30 days. And actually, it's kind of like I said, it's kind of like they were sitting there just waiting for that tag to expire. If it expired on the 25th, which is the day that they called the law enforcement, it's like they just nitpicking and they're just targeting my daughter, Your Honor. And and by law, I looked into that temporary tag. They actually have 5 days after that temporary tag goes out. So they illegally moved that a vehicle, but then they also noted it as an abandoned vehicle. I'm only reading off of what the officer issued, and it was recommended and forced upon by the apartment complex to have that vehicle towed because of expired tags. And it just didn't make sense. She still had 2 weeks left, Your Honor, to legally have that thing registered. And in that case, they're actually getting it registered as we speak. So that's the deal with the vehicles. The truck, it's still here and in her possession. They just don't. I think that her boyfriend uses it more. And like I said, he ain't hardly there. When he's there, he's in and out. He lives over here in Hobbs. He travels over here back and forth. And so that's where the pickup's at. But there's not ever two vehicles there. If they are, it's not for very long. But the Lincoln is going to be there for a while. And once it gets registered, she'll go turn in the new registration into the apartment complex. But that's the thing on the vehicles.
Now, the vehicle, is there only one vehicle currently?
Yeah, currently right now, the only one that they're going to see there and probably have there is going to be that Lincoln. It's going to be a 1999 Lincoln.
And is there a point where two vehicles were ever parked in the parking lot belonging to Rayleigh or her fiance?
They're both her vehicles. He's going to probably use the truck most of the time. So it'll be come and going, but the Lincoln will probably be there permanently, because that'll be the one the primary vehicle for my daughter.
Driving that vehicle currently, the Lincoln?
Yes, sir. Yeah, they took it out of impound and they're using it again.
And that's the vehicle that she uses for transportation.
Yes, Your Honor.
And the truck is the vehicle that her fiance, Sergio, uses for transportation.
Yes, sir.
Let's see, okay. Okay. Anything further you'd like to tell me?
Your Honor, that's about it. I'm pleading my daughter's case with the situation going on right now, the COVID and everything else. Her full-time college, she's going to med school, so her classes ain't easy. It's just very frustrating to get these kind of nitpicking, violations. She pays her rent. Like I said, a couple of times she's been a little bit late, but she pays their late fee. And she's a very good kid. I don't know why they've targeted her, but the violations have seemed really, really harsh and very inaccurate. And we would pray to Your Honor, the court, that she not get the eviction put on her record. It's the last thing that young child needs, and that she be given at least to the end of the month, and she'll pay her October rent, and more than likely we'll find her another place to live because of the way she's been treated.
She has
That's it, Your Honor.
She has not paid her October rent.
No, sir. She is. We decided to hold up on it, Your Honor. We can pay it. Actually, we can pay it today, but with the lawsuit being served and all, we kind of held on, and we're willing to pay the late fees and everything. But we can pay that thing today, Your Honor.
I would just let you know that it is never okay not to pay your rent. That is a lease violation.
Correct. Yes, Your Honor.
Especially if you have the money and there is no CDC declaration involved. So that means that and just for your information in the future.
Yes, Your Honor.
There is never a situation where rent is not to be paid. The only situations that allow that is if someone has done work on the place that was agreed to in advance, and payment was agreed to because of extra work that was being done on the premises. Other than that, in other words, it has to be, a lease agreement that is made between the landlord and the tenant. And so I think that you are wise to seek to move out and to go someplace else. I think that the situation is such that it isn't really tenable for anyone involved. Given that neither side has brought any witnesses to back up their case other than this testimony, I'm going to dismiss this case today on grounds of lack of evidence. And but however, if a new case is filed, it would be heard, and hopefully better evidence will be presented in that case. This is simply insufficient for me to make a decision to evict someone on it this morning. The plaintiff must prove the damages, and that has not been done this morning. Questions?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Kara, any questions?
Must prove the damages, like in how? So I need to go ahead and call, like, the witnesses that have complained. I mean, I've shown to where she's violated the lease as far as the pictures, as far as that goes. So I need to call witnesses as far as who's complained on.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
You would need a stronger case.
Okay.
These grounds. If there's nothing further, then I'll let you both go.
All right.
Thanks, Your
Thank you,
Honor.
Your Honor.
Thank you.
Bye.
Okay, Judge, that's it.
Okay.